Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, and I'm back here no, I'm not in the Den of Tools. Where am I? I'll let you guess. Yep, I'm in Wuhan, China. Yeah, a lot of you screaming memes over there were screaming that the sky is falling because Harbor Freight's going to go out of business and the whole American economy is going to collapse because all of China has shut down, which means no more Chinese, tools and stuff being shipped over here. For those of you who don't know, every single tool in the power tool, at least, that's sold in the U.S. is pretty much made in China. And if not the entire tool, at least the large majority of its components. So there isn't a tool company out there right now that's selling tools in the U.S. that won't be affected if, indeed, all of China is shutting down. So the question is, how much time do we have before we run out of supplies and we have to start, eating the dogs, as it were? Well, don't worry, old Red's got you covered because we checked into it. We've got some facts and figures. I know you guys hate dealing with facts and figures, but the bear here, I'm a numbers bear, and I like to go by this kind of stuff. So what we got here is we got the coronavirus COVID global cases by Johns Hopkins. If you don't know, Johns Hopkins, it's a big hospital medical kind of thing. They do all this kind of doctorish kind of stuff. They usually generally know what's going on. How good are they? Well, like when the president gets sick, they take him to Johns Hopkins usually. All right, it's that kind of good. So what we got here, total confirmed cases, 78,000. Wow, that's a lot of cases, right? Just remember, there's over 1 billion people in China. All right. Anyway, here's the outbreak as we can see it right here. The big blob here right in the center, that's where Wuhan is. You got some ones on the outside, some over here. You got Mongolia and whatnot. But, this is where right here in this big blob, that's where the vast majority of these things are popping up. Total deaths in mainland China, 2,467. Total recovered so far, 23,000. That's like 10% mortality rate. However, you gotta remember, they didn't jump on this thing right away. They kind of dragged their feet on it. So it got a little bit out of hand. On top of it, it affects older and younger people a lot worse than it does healthy, average age kind of people. So, but let's take a look. Let's put this stuff in perspective. So here's where Wuhan is. So Wuhan's right here. It's dead center practically in the middle of China. I mean, look at all the roads. All the roads lead to Wuhan practically. Now, now I'm not saying there's not industry in Wuhan. Wuhan does have quite a few factories and stuff in it. But where's the vast majority of industry in China? One of the big industrial cities in China and the area around it is Shanghai. Shanghai, Nantong, Shenzhou, and Hangzhou. Don't go by my pronunciations. I'm sure they're wrong. Anyway, this is a big area. Now, of course, there has been Wuhan here, but it's not the big epidemic breakout that's in this area. Everything's getting shut down. So we have this area. Now, another area where we can find stuff like this is in Beijing. Now, Beijing, though, is way up to the north. Beijing and its sister city here, Tianjin, those are two huge industrial cities over there in China. But again, they're way to the north, well outside of the big outbreak. I'm not saying there aren't cases everywhere. Now, there are cases. There's been a huge outbreak recently in northern Italy. If on tomorrow morning, if you want to make some money, you get up stupid early. It's got to be probably around midnight or something, and wait for the European markets to open, and then go short on every big factory in Italy. You'll make a killing. No pun intended. All right. The next big industrial complexes here we're going to find in China, it's pretty much on the exact opposite side of the map. And that's down here with the other two sister areas, or I don't know, I want to call them cities, but it's Shenzhen and Guangzhou. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, those are the two big, all the electronics and stuff come out of those areas, all the computer kind of stuff, and any of the high-tech stuff, if you're doing OBD2 readers and stuff like that, that's definitely coming out of those areas. So, as we can see here, none of the stuff that we're really talking about, I mean, not a lot of it, there may be some of it, but the vast majority is not coming out of Wuhan. But even if it was, do you really need to worry about it? That's the real question, because a lot of people are worried if you go buy stuff from Harbor Freight, you're going to get the Wuhan. Well, based on other, similar and related kind of viruses, the maximum that they've been able to live on a surface without, being in a body or something is 9 days. And that's like in a best case scenario. So you put that thing on a slow boat from China, and how long does it take to get to the U.S.? Well, it takes between 15 and 30 days. That's just across the Pacific. Then it has to go, off the boat, onto a truck or train, to a distribution center, out to a store. You're looking at 60 days. Bare minimum. Bare minimum to get it to a store. Your chances of getting the coronavirus from buying something at any store, much less Harbor Freight, you got a better chance than winning the lottery. So go out and buy yourself a lottery ticket. You got a heck of a chance there, I'm sure. And for all you nervous Nellies or all you naysayers who are like, the sky is falling. Bad news for you. Chinese factory hit hard by coronavirus appears to open again. Yeah, come on. This is communist China. They don't let you have sick days. They're back to work. They're not going to let those dollars evaporate. They got 1 billion people to throw at this. They're going to throw you in a hazmat suit, put you right back on the floor. Anyway, that said, most of these factories that shut down, they implemented safety protocols. They're back up and running. Yeah. That said, if you're still worried about contracting the old, corona Lyme virus there, Harbor Freight's got you covered. We got all sorts of safety stuff. That said, if you're still afraid of contracting the pandemic du jour, as it were, Harbor Freight's got you covered with all sorts of safety devices. First off, we got the hardy 5mm nitrile powder blue gloves, 100-pack, for only $7.99. Now, there's a coupon takes it down to $5.99. Now, my family uses these all the time. I use them around the shop. The little bear who's got his job doing poop pickup for, the elderly in the area, he goes and cleans up after their dogs and stuff. That dude's, he's got like $3,000 in the bank. He's just raking it in, literally raking it in. And anyway, he uses these all the time. He's real happy with them. If you want to be real paranoid, you can go with the hardy long cuff. But if you want to be really paranoid, go with these hardy long cuff rubber coated blasting gloves. That'll keep you safely protected right up to the elbow, as it were. $7.99, not a bad deal there, huh? No coupons on it, but you can use your 20% off, I think. I'm pretty sure it works on hardy. Anyway, let's go. Now, of course, that covers the hands. The hands are really the most important, okay? Because you touch something and then you get it on you, and that's how you get it. But breathing's also an issue. So we got the Western Safety Respirator mask here, 2-pack for $2.99. And you can wear these more than once. It's not wear it once and throw it away. You can keep wearing them. Now, if you want something to be a little more stylish out there when you're out there in the streets and stuff doing all your thing, we got the carbon filter neoprene dust mask with 10 replacement filters for only $25. You can look stupid sporty in this thing. I mean, we got pictures of people in them. Look at that. Let me see if I can make it bigger. There we go. I don't know what they're doing there. It's probably illegal. Anyway, he's looking very fashionable with the safety vest. Gotta have the safety vest. Anyway, oh yeah. Look at that. That nothing says style and couture like Western Safety. All right, last but not least, we've got the UV flashlight. Now, this isn't the most powerful UV, but UV does kill bugs and all the other critters and I think viruses too. I don't know. I'm not a doctor bear. I'm a tool bear, so not too sure. But, if you want to go, really into it, you got some nooks and crannies you want to make sure are super clean, you can get your UV Blacklight Flashlight. It's on coupon right now for $5.99. I can tell you, they're also good for finding scorpions. They really are. All right, now let's say you're super pessimistic and you don't believe any of this. You think these are all, communist lies coming out from China saying that they're doing better and that this is the end, and you're pretty sure, yep, the zombies are right around the corner. Well, don't worry. Harbor Freight still got you covered. Now, of course, it's easy to think, well, I'll just get like the survival knife for $7.99. Come on, you've been waiting for an excuse to buy it. We all know it. Or the machete for $4.99. That's a much larger, blade at a cheaper price. What's not to like about it? But what you really want is you want the chainsaw. Come on, we all admit it. When you think zombies, you think chainsaws. We all do. Don't feel bad about it. But I'm going to say this. Running a gas-powered chainsaw, you either need to leave it running, in which case you're going to run out of gas at some point, or you leave it off, and you got to hope when you see that zombie coming around that you can pull the trigger or pull the line on that fast enough to get it started, and it's going to start on the first pull. That's why I'm going to suggest we go electric. All right, the smart zombie survivor goes electric. And for this, we've got the Bower. Now, the Bowers, this is for your smaller zombies, okay? We're talking the little ones, small women, shorter guys like Mike Bloomberg kind of size guys. But say you need something more mid-range. Well, they've got that too. We've got the Lynx, which has been around for a while. It's a 40 volt. It's tested and tried and true, 40 volt. But we also have, the new flex volt system there with the Atlas. And I think I might want to step up to the Atlas with the 40 volt there, or even, there might be, who knows, there might be some big boys out there. You might want to go for the 80 volt. But that said, the really smart, the smarter bears out there, the super smart bears, we all know that you don't want to get close in when it comes to zombies. That stuff you can get infected from blood splatter, all sorts of stuff. You want to keep them at an arm's distance. In fact, even longer than an arm. It's something you wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, right? So get a pole saw. Come on, we got the Lynx 40 volt cordless pole saw, or even better, we got the new Atlas 10-inch pole saw with extended pole. What, $100? Come on, look at that. You could kill zombies at your leisure. You could sit in a chair, they rush up to you, and just mow them right down. Don't worry. Don't let them get up close and personal. Keep them at a safe distance. That's the way the smart zombie hunter survives. Anyway, I just wanted to have some fun with you. Let you know that, the coronavirus is a serious thing. And I'm not wishing that anybody gets it or anything like that. But I'm also not ready to, retreat to my bunker in Montana with my stores of food and ammo and whatnot, because I have it. Trust me, I do. But I'm not ready to pull the old ripcord on that one and go into full panic bear mode just yet. I hope neither are you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our list of zombie survival guides, as well as coronavirus survival tips from Harbor Freight. You all take care. God bless. And best wishes for everyone out there who is suffering from the coronavirus. Not trying to make fun of you, just the people who are panicking about it. Anyway, take care. And as always, shine on.